Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting Bald Explorer Live! Yes, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer who goes around the countryside making all those delightful walking films and then immerses himself here in the studio just for you, ladies and gentlemen, just for you, to bring you a weekly show from Monday to Friday here in my little back office at Vobes Towers. Starting today with the old Jimmy Young theme. Do you remember that? BBC Radio 2? I think something like from 12 till 2, Jimmy Young. Is Jimmy Young still alive? I think he's no longer with us, is he? I used to love this theme. I used to start my Vobe Show podcast with this theme. It was brilliant. It was marvellous. It was fantastic. People ask me, where do you get your energy from, Richard? Where do you get your energy from? And I tell you, where I get my energy from, ladies and gentlemen, is from listening to this fantastic old type of themes that they used to play, full of buzz and full of excitement. It's show business, folks. It's show business. That's what it is. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a full package of things to talk about in today's show. Look, copious notes have been made. So I'm having fun, but I hope you're going to have fun too. And what I would like you guys to do is to contribute to the show. So if you're watching this for the very first time, we are live on Facebook, but you might be watching on the rerun on Facebook or even the rerun on YouTube. Now listen, at some point, when I can afford it, I'm going to stream simultaneously to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. That's going to be exciting, isn't it? But we haven't got there yet. However, if you're watching on the Facebook Live, as we do this at 8 p.m. weekday times, then do contribute, do say something, say hello. It's always lovely to hear from you. So, let's have a look and see who's there. Kevin Hall's there, Maggie Walters is there, Philip Naylor is waving as ever, Andy Ash, Terry Wood, Mark Selwood, Jane Ansley, Robert Peterson. It's so marvellous. And there we are, the end of the little thing. And the emojis, of course, the lovely emojis go flying past, which is so lovely. And thank you very much for that. Good morning, says Robert Peterson. Morning? Morning? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from that it is morning, dear boy? Cynthia Walder says, hello, everyone. And it's nice to see you. Claire Leach is giving us a nice big clap. Pam is there. Pam Earnshaw, of course. David Keel, Andrew Leach, Steve Pilford, as ever. It's marvellous to see these lovely names before. Of course, all the lovely people on YouTube that I was saying hello to before. I haven't compiled my list of the last YouTube people today because I've been out and about, ladies and gentlemen. I've been out and about, busy as a bee. Busy. Is that a bee? That's not really a bee, is it? That's a man with very short hands going, oh dear, I'm very, very flighty. Everyone's a little bit flighty. Anyway, Mark Selwood is there. Caroline Naylor. Hello, Caroline Naylor. And Paul Hine and and Martin Snow. Where is Martin Snow? We must get Martin Snow. You've got to come back on the show. Martin Snow on the show. We need to start a petition to go to the members of Parliament. We want to get Martin Snow back on the show. Where's Martin Snow? Is he on the show? Martin? Oh no, that's Eric. You all right there, Eric? Yes, I do. That's it. Eric is down there. You like this? Oh, marvellous. He's doing very well. We've got a few emojis flying. So it's Monday, ladies and gentlemen, Monday the 9th of April, and I'm full of beans. Actually, literally full of beans. Literally, because I had a can of beans for my tea. You see, I've been out to lunch, you see, ladies and gentlemen. I have been out to lunch. It was very nice. The lovely Mark English. Mark, are you there? I didn't see your name go up. Maybe you're there, maybe you're not there. He said he was going to be there. I only get a very small window of the comments. If you're there, just say, yes, I'm here. Maggie Walters says, I see a ship on the horizon. Yes, it's probably my ship. I probably lost it, you see. Probably lost the ship. It's weighed anchor and sailed off into the sunset. Yeah, typically without me. Typically. That is so typical. Anyway, the reason I'm full of beans, ladies and gentlemen, because I've been out to lunch, don't you know? Yes, Mark, the lovely Mark English. There he is. I'm here. I'm free. He said, Richard, come up north. North? He come up north. He said, well, you see, I'm in Sussex, and he's in Surrey. And I said, I'm sorry. Is that north? He said, yeah, it's north. Not north of Watford, but it's north of Horsham, which is still in Sussex. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The point is, he said, come up and I'll buy you lunch. And not only that, I'll take you round some of the lovely Sussex places. And we managed to squeeze in 3 because it was a torrentially rainy day. By golly, we had the umbrellas up like that. We had our minions. He's a filmmaker as well, you see. And all filmmakers have their minions. They have the little clapper boys. The little clapper boys going, all right, ready for the Bold Explorer, Waverley Abbey, take one, click! And they rush off into, I don't know where, they're like ball boys at Wimbledon. You know, they sort of emerge out of the green phase at the back there. They just suddenly, and they grab, and of course some of them aren't boys, are they? They're like girls. You get clapper girls. I suppose you get clapper girls. That's not the same as girls with the clap, of course. That's a completely different thing, of which we don't want to go down and talk about. But anyway, they come out, shall we take one, click, like that. It's very, very marvellous. Anyway, so they, you know, I suppose once you get to the echelons of power as we are, as we one-man bands are as filmmakers, you know, you start getting into this sort of illusionary world that there are actually people who want to help you whilst you're filming. And these people, who are, of course, complete figments of our imagination, these delusional filmmakers who think they're up there with the high echelons of some of these big Hollywood names, although, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be up there with the echelons of the Hollywood names at the moment, because you'd probably be in jail, as most of them seem to be very naughty boy. You naughty boy! Naughty, naughty boy! Don't do it again! Don't! Naughty, naughty, naughty boy. It's that the girls aren't ever naughty, are they? It's interesting. Now, anyway, that's neither here nor there. So, can't remember. Oh, yes, and so he bought me lunch. I came home, and then before the show, had some beans. So I got to the beans. I managed to. Did you see that? That was a rounded conversation where I went off on a tangent and I actually managed to come back to the very first point. Don't go far north, Richard. No, Mark Selwood. I'm actually wanting to go much further south, down to the lovely places there in Commerce. There's a commerce down there. However, I don't know how that you've got such a lovely, gentle accent, Mark. We've got some video clip of Mark coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and he's got such a lovely, gentle lilt. It is lovely, Cornish lilt down there in jolly old Cornwall, and we're down there looking at the Carn something or other. Can't remember what it was that you were looking at, but you were looking at it, and it was marvellous. And I was trying to work out what a Carn is. What is a Carn? Is it a hill? Is it a slag heap? Is it? No, it's not a slag heap. Clearly, it's not a slag heap. Is it like a tour, as in Dartmoor, where they have the tours, the Cook's tours? Come and board the Cook's tours. Come on now, board the Cook's tours. No, not that sort of tour. T-O-R. You know, is that what a Carn is? Is that? Des Lee says, coming down to Chichester Lakeside in June. Hope it's nice and hopefully find some good places. Well, Des, if you're coming down, do drop by and say hello. Come and join me on the show. That's what we like, trying to get some more guests in the show. It's, you know, back of a terraced house sort of thing. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more, but it's all quite fun. Anthony Jones says, would you, he doesn't say that. He says, you would be being great in a carry-on film. No, still missing about. Yes, they don't make them anymore, do they? So Mark says, yes, he's got a very soft voice, which is... Marth. Yes, Marth. Is that a Carn? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just preoccupying myself. Kevin Hall says, Surrey places, Richard, not in Sussex. Cynthia Walder posted the photos. Oh, yes, that's right, of Waverley Abbey. Well, actually, it so happens that, Kevin, we went to Waverley Abbey as well. Not to be outdone by the... Do you know, because I feel that... I may have started this little walking thing and making films and stuff. I may have started it, but it looks like you guys are outdoing me. You're making better films. You're going to better locations. You're taking better pictures. You're more handsome, more attractive. Some of you even take sandwiches with you and cups of coffee, which is amazing. You know, things I'd never thought of. So I'm absolutely thrilled, absolutely marvelled at it. Chris Puller has arrived. He says, Richard, we need to arrange our Staffordshire trip. We do. I want to talk about getting things organised in today's show, because I'm sort of forgetting things and ideas are coming up, and I am forgetting things, and I can't do it on my own. I just can't do it on my own. I need help. I do need help. You know, not from you. You can put that straitjacket away, thank you. Put it straight back into the cupboard. I use that at night when no one's looking. Thank you. It helps me get to sleep. Yes, hanging upside down like some bat. like, well, some batty man, more like. Anyway, Terry Wood says, years ago, Paul, great views up zigzag. He's talking to somebody. Macintosh Pam says, like the boat over your shoulder. Yes, I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what you're talking about, Macintosh. But I don't know what you could possibly be referring. All the emojis are flying up, which is so lovely to see. Thank you very much. That's your age, mate. Oh, thanks, Andy Ash. So, it's because it's a little bit potty. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say a very big thank you to a lovely lady, very big thank you to a very lovely lady. Jane Ainsley, you are a lovely lady, and I say that from the bottom of my heart. Sorry, I say that from the bottom of my heart. You gave me such a thrill. And at your age too. No, what I mean is, you sent a donation. You sent a lovely donation, and it came out of the blue, and I thought it was from Tesco's. I don't like to give them advertising, but you did say, every little helps. And you're right, every little does help. And thank you so much. That's very kind. You're such a lovely, sweet, lovely lady. And am I right in thinking that you are in Lancashire at the moment? Have I got that in my brain? The reason I say that is I understand, whilst I've been out there in the pouring rain, getting my hair wet, and my hair on my eyelashes, you understand, and my eyebrows, and the hairs in my ears and my nose, I understand that it's been a lovely sunny day, a beautiful, beautiful sunny day up in Lancashire, is what I gather. Whereas down here, she says, you're very welcome, thank you very much. And she says, yes, I live here. Well, you've had a lovely sunny day. Whereas down here, we've got wet, my feet, my shoes, my socks, my toenails, the hairs underneath my toenails, the strange web feet that I wear, they were all soaked. Absolutely soaked, ladies and gentlemen. And not that you really wanted to know that, but as a result of being out today with the lovely Mark English, which I shall get on to very shortly. I don't know where I'm going at the moment. I'm all a bit lost. Anyway, yes, so where was I going? Anyway, so yes, that was the announcement. Thank you very much. It's very kind. If anybody else is in any way inclined to sort of want to help out with, of course, the old Vobie One-Eye Kenobi, you can get in touch and support the Bald Explorer. Become a patron of the Vobes, a patron of the Vobes. And what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is if you become a patron, say, you tip me the amount of a cup of coffee like that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I've drunk it. Well, that's no good. Don't give me cups of coffee I've already drunk. That would be daft. But, if you want to become a patron of the Vobes, go to baldexplorer.com, C-O-M, baldexplorer.com, see the support, and you will get the daily digest behind the scenes, the podcast that everyone wants to get hold of. Oh, what's he up to? The behind the scenes of the Bald Explorer, the intimate side of his life, the daily dollop of the Vobie One-Eye Kenobi, the secret, the news of the world expose of the baldy One-Eyed Kenobi Vobie blokey who makes EEs on the end of his wordies because he's a big baby, really, isn't he? Oh, little baby. So anyway, so you can become one of those and get the Naked Englishman just by supporting the show. Cost of a cup of coffee, or the cost of a Porsche, whatever is the easiest. If you've got all that money that is feeling a little bit weighty, and you just don't want to invest it in the stocks and shares, which I can understand, and you don't really want to sort of bung it in the bank because you can't trust them anymore, and you don't want to put it in a cardboard box under your bed, and you think, well, what am I going to do with it really? All that money that I just won on the lottery, I don't want it to change my life. I don't want me to go to drugs and drink. I'll shove it to my mate the Vobes. That'll help him. He can get out onto all those drugs and drinks and all of that stuff. Let him do all that. I will just have a clear conscience. So if that's the situation you're in, then obviously send it over, richard@vobes.com, send me the thing, and just shove it into my PayPal account. I'll look after that money, and you'll be able to hear all about it in the Naked Englishman. So that's marvellous, isn't it? So I want to say a big thank you to Mark, with a Q, because you have to wait for him a bit. Mark with the Q. So big thank you, Mark, for taking me out today and taking me round the Surrey Hills. I certainly wasn't sorry to do it. It was lovely, although the weather was a bit grim. But we managed to get 3 films in the can, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, 3. Normally I put petrol in the can and then put it into the car. But we got 3 films in there, plus a little excerpt of just a bit of nonsense, a little bit of nonsense, just to, you know, to introduce you to Mark English, because he has his own production company. It sounds very swish, doesn't it? His own production company. Oh, yes, I'm Mark English. I've got my own production company. Yes, stand by, everybody. Stand by. Lights, cameras, action. But he has, and he's been making films probably longer than I have, to be honest. So to introduce him, I've got a little bit of video here that we did today. So there we were at Waverley Abbey, trying to not be outdone by our lovely viewers. And what happened was, as we were going back to the car, sodding wet, up to our, what do you call those things? Your nipples. Up to your nipples. Can you say that on national internet? National internet, global internet, well, whatever internet it is. Anyway, we were up to that in mud and all slosh. And I said, look, I'm wet now. I said, what's that thing? Turns out it was an old bunker, not a bunker, a pillbox from the Second World War, ladies and gentlemen. The second one. Not the first, the second one. How many were there? 3 or 4? Anyway, doesn't matter. So I said, yeah, let's do a little bit of filming. And we did. And this is the result. I'm out filming today with Mark English, and we've been to Waverley Abbey. Hello, Mark.
Hello there.
But on the way out, I noticed there's these very strange brick and concrete structures. Yeah. They look like pillboxes.
I think it's part of the old pillbox. The other pillbox is actually just the other side, but I think it's still part of the defence system.
So just for a laugh, ladies and gentlemen, I thought we'd have a little sneaky, have a look inside. I don't know whether you're supposed to or not, but
I'm sure it was open access.
Yeah, it looks very open access there.
Yeah.
Shall we go and crawl through there?
I think so.
Yeah, come on in.
Right.
Get the whole effect of scrabbling, ladies and gentlemen. Scrabbling.
With stunt people, what we do for you.
Yeah, no. Oh, wow, cool. You'd have to be not too tall in here, wouldn't you?
No.
Would there have been a gun emplacement on the top of that?
Probably not. I don't know. I mean, there's so many pillboxes along the North Downs Way.
Yes. It's quite a biggie, isn't it?
Yeah, here's the other one here. It's all part of the same one here.
Yeah.
This is a very, very big one.
Somebody has put 1940.
1940, yeah.
Whether they did that in 1940 or whether they've retroed it, who knows? Retroed it.
There's something aesthetic about ruins.
It's absolutely
like 70 years old.
Yeah, because the moss is over it. Oh yeah, you can get in. I see what you say. Oh, I didn't know that. So not really much to say about it, other than it is a pillbox, and obviously an important thing because of the River Way, I assume.
Yes, River Way just over the back there.
Yeah. So had the enemy managed to make it up here, our boys would have been posted here with their not Bren guns. It was beyond that, wasn't it?
I'm not a World War II expert, unfortunately.
No, neither am I. With their machine guns, not Gatling guns. I think that was a bit older. Who knows? Anyway, look, nice moss. I wonder if they practiced Moss code. Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm here all week. Back
to the studio. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of nonsense there. Back to the studio. Here am I. Was that a bit of fun? I think it was. Recognise this? I believe this is the old Terry Wogan theme. Back from the day. I don't know whether that was his television theme or whether it was on the radio theme. Maybe some of our younger listeners will remember. All good fun. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so Mark and I have done some lovely videos and they'll be coming out very soon, so do check them out. Thank you very much, Mark. That's very kind. That's all good. Gatling guns, says Kevin Hall. He laughs. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just open my mouth and things come out of it. The other place that we went to, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just let you know about this now. You might be interested in this one. We went to the Silent Pool, ladies and gentlemen. The silent pool. No, that's not a very quiet sports hall where people are playing snooker and bar billiards and that sort of thing. No, not that kind of pool. No, I'll show you a picture, ladies and gentlemen. I'll show you a picture. I've got a picture here. Hang on a minute. I'll just have a little rummage around in the old pictures department. Here we go. Here's the silent pool, ladies and gentlemen. It's a place where pagans apparently go to. Let's have a look. I've got some information about it as well, so let's tell you about that. The Silent Pool is a spring-fed lake at the foot of the North Downs. It's about 6.5 kilometres east of Guildford in Surrey. It is managed together with the nearby Newlands Corner by the Surrey Wildlife Trust. I'm not reading this, honest. With the privately owned Albury Estate. The outflow from Silent Pool runs into a second adjacent lake, Sherborne Pond, created in the mid-17th century. In turn, the outflow... Anyway, it goes on about... The Silent Pool is considered by some a sacred site. That's some people say that. Of course, it may not be a sacred site. That this is what Wikipedia says. And it is linked... Oh, you've caught me there. Someone's turned the video back on. It's linked me to the folklore tale that says King John on his horse abducted a woodcutter's daughter who was forced into the deep water and drowned. And according to legend, ladies and gentlemen, the maiden can be seen at midnight. This legend appears to have come from a book written by Martin Tupper in 1858 called Stephen Langton, or The Days of King John, a romance of the Silent Pool. Hello? Can't hear anything. The story is based apparently on real characters of this chap called Stephen Langton, a former Archbishop of Canterbury and King John. Last little interesting thing about the Silent Pool, I don't know if you've ever been to it. In December 1926, when crime writer Agatha Christie infamously disappeared, it was feared that she had drowned in the Silent Pool after her car was discovered near Newlands Corner. So, where's the mouse? I can click that off. I've done... Yeah, don't save. No, that can go now. So there, Agatha Christie. Oh, I'm going to throw myself off into the Silent Pool. Obviously, she threw herself off into the Silent Pool, of course, with her imperial typewriter. Or was it a Royale? I never quite remember. So it wasn't quite so silent because all you could hear was... Blah, 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 ding! Ding! As she was typing one of her 10 go missing underneath the Silent Pool mysteries with Hercule Margaret Rutherford as Miss Marple. A lovely episode which you can buy in all good bookshops if you can find any more now that Amazon's eaten them all up. So anyway, so the Silent Pool, lovely place, having a little gander. I took some more pictures, we made a video and it's coming back to you. Here's another picture of it, there we are. That's the same picture again, but if you turn yourself upside down, it looks remarkably different. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Let's see what you're up to. Christopher Cox says you should go to Moel Famu between Denbigh and Ruthin. Can't even pronounce those words. Why, what's there? That's what I'd like to know. Andy Ash says, like the earring Mark. Oh, Mark, yes, I haven't got any earrings. He said it was a fun day. Silent Pool is beautiful. Thank you very much. It is beautiful. And apparently it also manages to remain at the same temperature, so Mark was telling me, something like minus 50 degrees. It's just ice. Now that would be nice, wouldn't it? And it's not really. But nearby there is a gin distillery. A gin distillery, ladies and gentlemen. And they, I had a quick look on their website, actually, before I came on air. Some people come on heat, but me, I'm on air. And apparently they make things like strawberry and blackberry flavoured gin. Now, to me, that sounds very nice. Very, very, very nice. I don't really drink very much alcohol, I have to say, but just occasionally, the odd little tipple, might pass my lips. So it might be something that I need to get some strawberry or blackberry gin in the studio. Maybe when the lovely Julia is here. Here, I'll have a bit of this. Oh, thank you very much, Richard. I'm not suggesting anything. So that was that. So we've done that. So I can tick that off the box of exciting things that are in the Vobes Bald Explorer show today. Tips for Vobe reporting. Oh, yes. Now, over the weekend, I put up in the Facebook Bald Explorer group, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Try saying that when you're on the level pegging. I put in there some tips, and I'm going to start these little tips. Once a week I shall shove in some more tips for helping you guys when you go out doing your Vobing reporting, which is fantastic, and thank you very much for doing that. We're going to show an excerpt from one very shortly. Tip number 1 is already there, and it talks about, you know, just making life easy for yourself, particularly when you come to put them together in what we professionals call the edit. It's a technical term, ladies and gentlemen. I don't expect you to understand any of that because it's, you know, it's highly convoluted. And what I will do is I'll spend 20 minutes talking down to you as if you're complete thick about the edit. And you will go, oh, Richard, you must be a master. That's the game that we play, okay? Because if you don't do that, I'll have a hissy fit. And I don't want to have a hissy fit because it makes me look silly. I don't want to look silly. You know, I've got, by the way, I've got my very swish, stylish and smart, cool denim jacket on this evening. And I'm just trying to up my appeal so that for the younger market, all those lovely young ladies that are swooning at the bald man's feet. Most of them are mice, actually. There's a lot of rodents in here. Could somebody get the Eric, can you put them back in the cage, please? I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. Slightly raucous show today. Anyway, so we were talking about tips like that, and I was telling people to make your videos as if you were taking still pictures, which is a good thing. And then somebody pointed out, by the way, try not to take your pictures, your videos, when you use a vertical camera. I know because it's all laid out vertically and the camera is at the top and the instinct is to film like this. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll be an idiot because when everything else that you look at it on is horizontal. I mean, it's fine if you're doing a still picture and you want one of those profile shots. You know, if you want, here's a lovely profile shot. You know, you may want to do a frame grab at this point, and you may want to print this out and put this above your bed. I can understand that a lot of people do. I'll just get into the pose for you so that you get the right look. Okay, so take a still frame of that, and of course print it out, and naturally just send me a £5, copyright fees. But you can then put that above your bed, and believe you me, that'll help you sleep. Or either that, it will terrorise you for the rest of your life, and you'll never be able to sleep. But think how productive you could be. So don't do that with your camera and film that way. Turn it that way, because your laptop, your phone obviously can go either way, but the television, cinemas and everything else. Somebody posted, I forget who it was it Graham? I can't remember. Somebody posted a fantastic video that explains why that is good. Check it out in the thing. There'll be more video tips next week. I know you've got to wait a while, but the old Vobes brain is very slow to tick on. Jean jackets are never out of style, says Todd. Thank you, Todd. Thank you very much, Todd. I thought I was going to get something like jean jackets are absolute rubbish. I thought that was what was coming, but you're my very best friend now. My very best friend. And also, Todd has very generously donated to the show as well, so he's doubly my best friend. And his leather, now jean, whatever next. Well, in tomorrow's show, I've got a thong. I have a lovely thong to sing. Oh, sorry, song. I've got a lovely song to sing in a sparkly number. Yes. Enough of that. So, so that was that. I've got through that little piece of information. Informazione. Yes, organiser. Oh, yes. Now, as you know, I come up with an idea almost every day. And that idea is, let's get out of bed and go and make a video. But I also come up with other ideas, which are usually quite useful, and I'll shove them over your way, and then I find that, I had that idea and I've done nothing about it, and people get a bit anxious, and you go, is that Vobes actually going to do any of this stuff? He says he was going to do live shows. We've not seen any of these live shows from anywhere yet. When is that happening? And it is coming. We're hoping to go and do the Glastonbury thing. I'll tell you about that in a mo. Don't rush me, for goodness sake. Just calm down. Calm down, dear. And then with the merchandise, everyone's going, when are we going to get these cups? You were promised us, every one of us, a cup, a free cup, a lovely cup with your mug on it. It'll be a mug's mug. A mug's mug. Oh, steady. Yes, so... And then there's the T-shirts and stuff to design and people to call and phone calls to make and letters to write and cakes to bake and ears to lobe and fishes to clue and clam to clip and clebbity clue. So what I thought, especially with my little admin team and anybody else who wants to help, I thought what we need is a bald explorer organiser. Now, I know there are some services, and people have told me in the past, and of course I've immediately forgotten, and I think Google do one, where you can have a shared organise your life folder where you can allocate jobs. You see, I'm a very good allocator. I'm not a very good alligator. I'm better at crocodiles, especially crocodile tears. Know what I mean? Not really. So, get off. Who said that? Get off. Who said get off? Who was it? Oh, it was you. Shut up. Little Eric, I'll kick him, only I'll get the RSPCD onto me. Yeah, he is a little person. Anyway, so the thing is, there are these things, aren't there? Go on, who took a screenshot? I've just seen that. Who took a screenshot? Thank you, Linda. Yes, that's very funny. Yeah, so one of these organiser things where I can allocate and say, you know, is anybody interested in contacting a company who does T-shirts and things and get us a quote on, and we'll supply the artwork and that sort of thing. And so that, you know, it needn't be in the main thing because there won't be that many people who want to get involved. But I know that there are some people who sort of, you know, are a little bit bent that way, that they actually want to help the old bald explorer get off the ground, and it's very welcome, of course. And it's like a committee. It's like the bald, that's what it is. It's like the bald explorer committee, and each little committee member can report back into this sort of organizer thing. So if anyone knows anything about those things, that's sort of, you know, an IT clever clogs thing, email me or message me. Or come round and knock on my door and thrust some information, or post a letter to me, or write it on the back of a seagull. And one way or another, send it to me so that I know, and then we'll get that going, because what I don't want is to be unorganised, and I am unorganised, to be fair. So it would be great if I can then say, well, if here's the jobs that need doing, can somebody contact a firm to do this, and can somebody do... Then it would be great. You may all be going... Yeah, I see what he's doing. He's getting us to do the work. We're contributing, and all he does is he has the ego to sit there with his bald head wearing different jackets every day. I don't know that that's a good thing. But there may be some people that can't see that, and they go, oh, yes, I'll help, I'll do it, anything for the Vobes. And there may be those that are now tuning into another. It does happen. People do desert me like a stinking ship, which is fair enough, I suppose. John Turner has arrived. Hello, John Turner. It's very nice that you've come. We have been waiting for you. I hope that you brought a letter from your mum to explain exactly why you're late, and you could just stand on the stool in the corner and sing, I will never be late again, for I take the 3B bus from Margate. If you don't come from Margate, you don't have to sing that. I took a screenshot. Give me a chuckle to start the day, says Andy Joy. Perhaps you could send me that. That would be fine. Everyone's now admitting they did take this screenshot. I may do that again. There again, with luck. I may not. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what else we've got going on. Vobing reporting is becoming very popular, and you're getting really good at it. Now, Mark Selwood down in Cornwall, ladies and gentlemen, he's a lovely bloke. He's got this beautiful lilt, as I said at the beginning, and he has made a video, and he has uploaded it to the group. So I'm not going to play the whole thing because you can concentrate on it a lot better than that. But here's just a little bit from it. Now, I can't remember if you started with music or something. He's got this opening screenshot, like thumbnail, like we all do, you know, these thumbnail things. And actually, they're not really anything like a thumbnail anymore, because my thumbnail, actually, that one's a good one. Sometimes they get that white, you know, where it says you need more calcium, mate. It's a little message coming through. It's have you got the new Google? You know, some people got the watch, haven't they? I've got the new Thumb app, which tells me get on with it. You're wasting time. Oh yes, sorry I am. So let's have a little look at Mark Selwood and his little piece.
Doing another Vobing reporting. Taking a walk up to Carnmarth, top of Carnmarth, old mining area. as you can see, it's quite a bit of a climb up to the top of the hill, so should take me about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes to get to the top. So yeah, it's a great area. It's a bit muddy, yeah, so hope everyone's alright. It's a gorgeous day today. It's not normally this busy. I haven't come up here for a couple of years. Carnmarth, well, what can you say about Carnmarth? I used to come up here a lot when I was a kid. Used to come up here with my friend Martin. We used to cycle up here. Used to fish up here. There's two flooded quarries at the top. It's basically a mining quarry, abandoned in the 19th century. There was talk of it being reopened in the 80s, but I think a trust was set up, and it was abandoned. So it's a lovely walking area. Yeah, you get people flying kites, you get people fishing up here. You can see another one of our mine workings just on the way up at the moment, and these old farmhouses. I'm going to try to show a couple of abandoned farmhouses and get some photos. We're looking down towards Lanner. We're at the top of Lanner Hill at the moment. Like I said, it's a beautiful day today. Feels like the first day of spring. Okay, and it is quite muddy, so I'm going to be dodging all the mud and the pools. Okay. So I turn the camera around. That's where we're climbing to the top, so shouldn't take long. I'm gonna see if I can explore this engine house. Can't remember the last time I went around this one, so let's see. Okay, make sure I don't slip. These old things, just imagine all the Cornish miners over the years. It's beautiful. You just see the little bird up there. Okay. See if it'll get in. Don't slip over the mud.
As the hound obeys the hunter.
All these old engine houses over the years. It's a shame the sun keeps going in. Shaky camera work.
Proudly waves above the landing place beneath the rock.
There's one, but I don't know if I can get to just climb up to there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to show the whole thing, but as Mark said himself, it's about 12 minutes. So do check it out, though, because it's really good. And at the end, he gets his drone out, and you get some amazing shots. Mark, it's very good. I just saw that you said you wish you spoke less. No. Your commentary was great. It was, adding the personal stuff was really, really good, and that's what draws you in. So I think it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. And, clearly, not only are you very personable to watch, which is obviously very important, but also you've got the lovely scenery and some of those lovely places, which is so different from the nonsense that I'm shoving out, and different to the lovely stuff that other Vobing reporters. And this is what, as this the Bald Explorer group, it has proved, as people are posting videos and pictures, of course, what what an amazing place that we live in, with all this wonderful heritage and beautiful buildings and lovely nature and all of that. It's, you know, we've got this window, and this is what I find so exciting, that everyone's bringing it, whether it's just one single picture on a phone or whether it's a crafted photograph with a, you know, a pucker camera or a detailed video, whatever it is. This montage of different people's likes and things, and it's absolutely brilliant. So, you know, apart from all the nonsense that I come out with, and that's just to keep the show going, I think that's, you know, the group is the essence of what we're doing, and it's brilliant, and people are really getting on board, and you know, it's very humbling. It is very humbling that people go out and they do that, and we're building this together, and that is the message. If ever there was a message, that is the message. I don't know what the message was now, because I've got a 20-second memory, but that was the message, okay? So thank you very much, Mark. So don't, you know, you're doing brilliantly, and you are our Cornwall correspondent. And now over to our Cornwall correspondent, Mark Selwood. Just as Terry, you're our South Devon correspondent. You know, there's people, obviously we'd like more people in those areas as well, but at the moment you guys are our number ones in those particular areas, which is fantastic. So there we go. All good. Well, let's find out. I'm going to get through some of this now, because time, of course, is getting the better of me already. Let's go straight into the gallery then and see what the other members of the group have been doing. So first of all, let's go over to I've lost it now, here we go. Let's go over to Andy Dalgleish in Lakewood near Uckfield, and he's there with his lovely dog, I notice, and he's had again, these are photographs. You'll find a set of photographs, just pick them out at random, so I hope you enjoy them. Closer to home where I am, Judith Oakley has been having a little gander around Worthing and looking at the pier on a pretty miserable wet day, but she got out and took some pictures. So thank you very much, Judith, for that. And here we go, we've got Maggie Walters with Tree Tower Court and Castle on their way back from Wales. I'm not 100% sure where this is, but fascinating place. Love the court, love the other buildings, and the manor house or whatever it is that's there, and this peculiar round tower. Beautiful ruins. We love ruins on this show, mainly because the host is pretty ruined most of the time. So that was Maggie Walters there, but Maggie's also been to Leominster. Leominster. No, it's not Leominster, you fool. It's Leominster. Leominster, where she lives, and look at these beautiful timber frame buildings. Now, I've whistled past Leominster a few times going up north, and I've not been through the centre, so I really regret not going and seeing all these fantastic timber frame buildings. They are marvellous. If you check out Mark's video, you'll see Mark Selwood, of course, down at Carnmarth. You'll see some more of this delightful scenery that is all around him. And also, Russell MacDonald Bell has been to Bradford upon Avon. Bradford upon Avon is a very lovely place, and I've been meaning to go there because there's some terrific old and historic buildings, not least including this one, which I can't remember what it is now off the top of my head, but it's absolutely marvellous, and thank you very much for posting that. Where I was born was a little town called Liss, little village in fact. And in Liss, Wendy Waitlin has been wandering around the wet, damp, sunken Liss lanes. And she's posted some pictures in the group, so check those out as well. Terry Wood has, that's what I was saying, Terry down there in South Devon has been to Brixham Battery. Hang on, I'll just get you the picture. There it is. And this is a battery, of course, from the Second World War, and he's put some pictures up there, which is fascinating. Do check on those. Thanks, Terry. Very much obliged. Steve Pilford is in Seaford with this very odd bench. And if you go and have a look at the pictures, you'll see how odd it is, because each of those little tiny bits of wood have pictures of fish on. And it's quite remarkable. It's quite a long bit of bench. I've not been down there. I must go down there and take the old camera. So thanks, Steve. That looks fantastic. And Simon Brown, ladies and gentlemen, has been in Nantwich, which is that Cheshire? It's just on the border of Cheshire and Shropshire. I think it's Cheshire. And look at this. This building apparently burnt down, I think, and then they rebuilt it. And what a statement. A statement in oak, ladies and gentlemen. 3 tiers. Look at that. The sort of jetted thing. Marvellous. That's at the Crown Hotel, I believe. So all very good work there. Thank you very much. So lovely to see your posts. I do mean it. It's great. I love to see them, and everybody else loves to see them as well. And I try to get in. In fact, you know, you're so prolific. I'm sort of often busy around trying to sort of get in there and get hold of them. And occasionally, the lovely Julia is nudging me like that. Says, Richard, have you checked this out? Have you had a look at this? I go, oh, hello, Julia. She says, no, look, you get on with it. And I said, yeah, all right. So well done, and thank you very much. Let's see what's going on in the chat room, the live chat room. I do apologise for Facebook, YouTube. We will try and get to you as well. Steve Wheatley has joined. Hello, Steve. Lovely to see you. The Tithe Barn. Oh, yeah, the Tithe Barn. Yes, very nice. Thank you very much for that. They're great pics. Is that limestone down there in... I think it must be. Is it sort of... Is that... Brev, it's sort of in the Cotswoldy area, isn't it? The Oolithic limestone, I think it is. Everybody likes a nice bit of jettying. Oh, yes. Similar to the one in Littlehampton. Not the jettying, obviously. Although they've got a jetty in Littlehampton. They've got the harbour. I think you're talking about the bench, aren't you? The longest bench in Littlehampton, or the big bench, or something like that. The longest... The longest time it took me to say a sentence. That's probably more what you said. Oh, yeah. Now, Matthew Holdsworth, I held back your photo because I wanted to show it separately. Here it is. I don't think you said where you were. And I was thinking about, is that Legoland? Is that all lots of Lego showing different places of the world? I'm not sure whether that's Legoland. But it reminded me of Beaconscott. I don't know if anyone's been to Beaconscott, the model village at Beaconscott. Lovely place. I used to work at Beaconscott. Used to be employed, not like, you know, work there as a ticket collector or anything like that, but as a stilt walker. Yeah, an entertainer. I was on stilts at a model village. So kids would be coming in and looking at these tiny little people, tiny weeny little people, and they would be getting on these little trains and chuffing around and all this sort of going. This beautiful old model village at near Beaconsfield. I don't know what county that's in. It's near High Wycombe, isn't it? On the way to High Wycombe, wherever that is. Is that Hertfordshire? Anyway, it's not Berkshire, is it? No. Anyway, wherever it is. It's in something shire. It's in one of the shires, don't you know? Yeah, it's one of the shires. It doesn't really matter after all. They're all lovely, lovely shires. And so they would be looking at the little kids would be looking at these tiny little people, and then I would come along on stilts, way up above them, going, "Hello, little boy." Of course, now you can get arrested for that sort of thing. And I would have these giant hands made up, these great big giant hands, and would go, "Care to shake my hand, little boy?" "Oh, my God." "My God, Mum!" And, you know, their faces would redden up, and tears would pour out their eyes, and they would be terrified. They'd be shaking like that, off to see their psychiatrist for counselling for at least 25 years. Oh, it was great fun being an entertainer. You could really, cause severe discomfort to people, as I do now. As, in fact, I do now for you lovely people out there, the sheer discomfort of having to sit through this day in, day out. It must be maddening for you. But somehow, I did tell you at one time, didn't I? I did a bit of hypnosis. You will return to the Vobes. You will come back to the Bald Explorer. But maybe not tomorrow, because tomorrow, I'm not quite sure what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. It may be that I'm down in Glastonbury having a quick route round to do a bit of recceing for the Julia and I extravaganza, the spectacle of the year. Yes, the glitzy spectacle of the year when we go dressed in our best tuck and boot and tuck, suit and tucker, boot and in our best outfits, whatever the phrase is. Yes, and I was going to go... You see, I've got a job. Well, I thought I had a job down in Bristol, and I was going to go on Wednesday, you see, and I was going to go down there Tuesday night. I thought if I've got to go down there Tuesday night, I might as well go down Tuesday, go to Glastonbury, have a little recce, see where we're going to film, have a look, make notes, go back, then talk to Julia, say, look, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do that, it's going to be great. And then whilst I was there, I would stay the night, and then I'd go and do my Bristol job, you see. But the client this morning rang up and said, "Oh, we don't know whether it's on." I said, what do you mean you don't know? I'm going to go and do a recce. I've booked a room. I'm all ready to go. "Oh, well, we don't know. We don't know." And so they can't now tell me till about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, which is a bit awkward because I don't even know if I'm going to be going there or not. So I may be doing a show, knowing how these clients are. It may be that it's postponed. So I may do a show tomorrow night. I will put a notice in the group to let you know if there's a show tomorrow night. If not, that means I'm away, and then the next show will be on Thursday. Yes. So it'll be Tuesday and Wednesday, it could be away. So I'm either going to be here all week, or I'll be away for 2 days. And I know what you're thinking. You're going, please, make him go away. Make him go away. We can't bear it. Oh, you love it. You love it, really. Because where else would you get little bits of trips down memory lane? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, at the top of the pops on this one. Pick of the pops. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, so that could be that's the case with that. What else have I got on my lovely list? Lee Freeston, are you watching? Are you watching? You promised to take me to Fishbourne, or you just made the offer to take me to Fishbourne to walk with the Vobes, and I look forward to doing that one. I've been down the gym, ladies and gentlemen, getting myself all nice and fit and all of that. I saw that someone in the thing was talking about, is it a midlife crisis? Well, with the leather jackets and going down the gym and doing the exercises, keeping oneself fit. Yes, probably is the answer, probably. Who wants to grow up? That's what I say. What was this? Oh, and I had another idea. Oh, by the way, 548 members of the group. On Friday, it was 538. We've had 10 new members to the group. So thank you very much for those new members to the group. Thank you for joining, and you are very, very welcome. Some people have said to me that they have trouble finding the live stream. I don't quite understand how it works myself, because I'm on this end of it, not your end of it. So I don't know. If anybody can give any advice to them, that would be great. I hope you're all getting up and dancing. But you've got to get up and dance. This is an interactive show, ladies and gentlemen. So another idea. I don't know if you're up for this one. I thought, because I had a lovely lunch with Mark English today, I thought, wouldn't it be great in the summer when you can sit outside a little pub? I thought, I know we're having a sort of big meet-up, but I thought maybe for some people who fancy it, we could do lunch with the Vobes. It's just a way of me getting a free lunch, of course. But no, I don't mean it like that. But I thought it would be we could film it. You see, we could have a couple of GoPros, or little cameras, or phones and stuff on little tripods. We could just go to discreetly in a pub and bung them up and have a little quiet conversation over a lunch, or a bowl of sandwiches, or it could be a picnic with the Vobes, or something that just involves, what have you got in your little tuck box, love? Oh, I've got some fish and pilchards. Oh, very nice. What have you got in your tuck box, Mr. Vobes? I've got some swami. Do you know when you open your mouth and you hope that something funny will come out and nothing does? That was one of those moments, ladies and gentlemen. That was one of those moments. And they plagued me so many times. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that seems to be about it. I come up with all these ideas. If anybody, particularly the organising thing, if anyone's got some suggestions for that would be really great. I will let you know if there's a show tomorrow. I will let you know that tomorrow by putting a thing in the group. Otherwise, just expect me to pop up, and if I don't pop up, it means I've popped off. So they will hopefully not popped off up there. The ticker seems to be quite strong because I've been trying to do those old chin-ups and pull-ups and press-ups and all of that nonsense. It's my son, you see, Billy. He is a bodybuilder and he's doing personal training. And so I said, look, you could practice on me. So now he's got me running on the spot 400 hours and lifting my chin up onto the draining board, washing up the dishes, all that kind of stuff. So before we go, let's have a look, see what's going on in the chat room. There's the dancing. Thank you very much to Russell McDonald Bell. Mark Selwood is not off. Quite right. Thanks for the show, says Todd. Cynthia Julian says, brilliant idea. I'll put something on the group. Thank you, Matthew. That's very kind. You're very funny, says Nikki. And Mark says, thanks for the great show. And I say to you, when you hear this music, it does mean that I've got to rest my weary head. So thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming and seeing little old me here in this little old place. We've had a bit of a laugh, haven't we? It's nearly killed an hour. I don't know how long it actually has been, but there we are. Very close to an hour. Now you can go back to the BBC. Watch something far more sedate than me. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Have a lovely time. I hope to see you tomorrow. If not, I will see you on Thursday. Take care, one and all, and thank you so much for everything. Until we see each other again, goodbye, dear. Goodbye. Goodbye for now.